What's good? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the show that's all about the good and bad inside the world of Apple. We call it the Apple Byte because it's a catchy name. Now let's get to the show, and it's official. Apple recently sent out their colorful invitation for their expected September 10th event with the tagline, "This should brighten everyone's day." And it really did. Aww. It'll be held at Apple's headquarters in Cupertino, just like they did when they announced the iPhone 4S, and the smaller venue on Apple's campus leads me to believe we won't be seeing any big surprises. So what can we expect to see? Well, if you've been watching the show the past few weeks, it's really no secret at all. We're expecting to see two new phones with the iPhone 5S that's rumored to be coming not only in white or black, but also a gold champagne color. Gold all in my chain. Gold all in my ring. And that intrigues me. And possibly even graphite. Now, Apple retail employees and T-Mobile employees have been issued vacation blackout dates that indicate a September 20th iPhone 5S launch date. Feature-wise, the rumor mills point to the same exact screen size and form factor, which we've pretty much accepted now, unless they've tricked us all, and yeah, that has to be it. Now, there's possibly a new A7 processor, a 128 gig option, an improved 13 megapixel camera with a dual LED flash, and possibly a fingerprint scanner for security that looks like this one from swbox.com. And that's really the biggest key to me. A fingerprint reader might not be the sexiest thing, but the next evolution of the smartphone is to become our wallet. There's all these different mobile payment standards out there competing to be the one. Google Wallet tried, but it's clumsy and it doesn't work very well. And now I've used phones that could be used as true wallets back in 2005 when I was in Japan and looked almost exactly the same age, and they worked seamlessly. And I know it's no easy task at all. It will take time, but if Apple wants to get some of their mojo back, make our phone a real wallet that works. Oh, and battery life, yeah, make that super long too. All right, if you're using a 4S, and there's a lot of you out there, I think you're really going to love the 5S with the new hardware for you and iOS 7. So Apple is trying to make it easy for everyone to upgrade with the recently launched iPhone trade-in program at Apple stores. Now, you can get anywhere from $120 to as high as $280 for your iPhone, and the convenience of doing it all in one place. But other trade-in services like Gazelle, not that Gazelle, this Gazelle, offer up to $340 for an iPhone 5 trade-in, depending on the model, so that might be worth it to you. Now, the other phone we're expecting is the iPhone 5C with its plastic shell, coming in a variety of colors that no one has told me they're excited about. It's going to target the lower-end market in other countries, and we've really seen almost every color you can imagine. And in case you wanted pink, this is what it might look like. Now, Apple also sent out invites to Chinese media for a September 11th event, with the timing only making them several hours apart from the US announcement and fueling rumors that China Mobile will finally launch an iPhone. All Things D also reports satellite events will be held in Tokyo and Berlin. Now, iOS 7 will round out the announcements, and it's a big deal for Apple moving forward. After using 7 the whole time and going back to 6, I'm a fan of 7, even with its Hello Kitty look, and the top two features I've used the most: 1, the control center, and number 2, surprisingly, iTunes Radio, and it's really that good. Plus, I should also include the lock screen. I use that every time I unlock my screen. Now, the Big A's released 6 versions of the iOS 7 beta, so it's pretty much ready to roll right now between the 10th and the 20th. Now, iOS 6 was released 2 days before the iPhone 5's launch last year, so we'll probably see something similar for the 5S. But what could be that one more thing, that one more thing that Apple no longer really does? Well, there's rumors of the eyebrow. But I've been told that's not happening, which is a total bummer. And they surprised everyone with the Mac Pro tease at WWDC. No one saw that one coming, even if only maybe 4% of Apple's user base will buy one. So what could it be, guys? Well, GigaOM reports that a recent bill of lading from the US Department of Homeland Security shows Apple recently took in 3 shipments of set-top boxes from a known partner in China as recent as August the 18th. Now, could it be an updated Apple TV? Current Apple TVs are labeled by their part number and is definitely not the Apple TV. They weren't small shipments either, with the first weighing over 1 metric ton. That's over 2,200 pounds, and the other 2 shipments were over 16.5 metric tons each, so that's some serious hardware we may or may not see. But there's no indication we'll see anything like Samsung's Galaxy Gear Watch at this keynote, if that's your kind of thing, but it feels like we already know exactly what to expect, so we'll wait to see what Apple officially shows us on September the 10th. Plus, we already plan to see another event in October featuring new iPads, the new Mac Pro, OS X Mavericks, maybe even MacBook Pros, and possibly even iMacs and Mac Minis. Now, we want to hear from you, the Apple Biters, your thoughts on Apple's announcements, so send me your emails to theapplebite@cnet.com or tweet me at Brian Tong, and we'll include some of them in next week's show. Now, I'm honestly excited. How could you not be? But I'm not really expecting to be blown away. But hey, maybe they'll surprise me. We'll just all find out together. All right, that's going to do it for this week's show. I'm Brian Tong. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next week for another Bite of the Apple.